It's time for the Pestrogen podcast with your hosts, Jenny and Kandyce.
Hello and welcome back, all my pretty pesties everywhere, to another episode of the Pestrogen podcast. I am your co-host, Kandyce. Alongside with me, as always, is the beautiful and wonderfully talented Jenny. How are you doing, girl? How has your week been?
It's been good. It's been long. I was hoping to go to the women's forum this week and was not able to, but I had a lot of family obligations, so family comes first, like
Yes.
I had to do what I had to do. Today I got to be a chaperone for my 9-year-old daughter's field trip, so that was a lot of fun. And then I took my eldest daughter out for a mommy-daughter date after that. So all day today, I've just done nothing but spent time with my kids. So that was pretty cool,
Awesome.
right?
That's awesome.
Yeah. But how have you been, my Kandyce?
Been doing pretty good. It wasn't anything crazy this week. I did work with Kyra today because, as I've said in episodes past, each of my kids have like their own adoptive grandmother here. That's one of my clients. We got to go see Kyra's. She hasn't seen her in forever now because we kept going out there. She had knee surgery, so we missed her that service, and then services after she was doing PT and stuff, and we just kept missing her. So when I texted her to let her know that we were coming, I told her, I said, this is going to be Kyra's literal last time to come see you before she leaves. So she really, really wants to see you, so like, are you going to be home? If, you're going to be at PT in the morning, we'll come in the afternoon. But she's like, no, I should be home all day. And yeah, we got there and she was so excited to see Kyra. Gave her like a whole bag of homemade brownies. It was the cutest.
Oh,
Gave her multiple hugs. We sat down on her porch and just chit-chatted for like, I don't know, 45 minutes before even working. And then, went and did the service, went and I was like, this is going to sound really weird and I'm super sorry, but can I use your bathroom? She's like, oh God, yes. And I'm like, thank God. Because like I
yeah.
drank a whole energy drink on the drive out there and I'm like, oh God, I really have to pee. And then my stop after that, it was another residential and nobody was going to be home because that client was having foot surgery. So I'm like, I just need to go to the bathroom. I have to.
You
There
don't
was
have
no
to pee in a bush.
yeah, well, because there's like, both of these ladies live on like hundreds of acres of farm. There's no bushes. It's all
Oh,
pastures. So like,
help.
But yeah, it was cool. She's like, oh God, yes, of course. So then Kyra came and sat down and got to pet her indoor cats and,
Oh,
reminisce one last time. It was really cute.
that is cute. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Good. Sounds like you had an awesome week.
Yes.
Good.
It
And
was pretty fun.
we have a guest this week,
We
and
do.
I actually had the pleasure of meeting this guest in person in Austin, Texas, like 3 years ago. I can't remember if that
Yeah, I
was
think it was
3
about
years.
3.
3 years. Wow. Holy shit. Time flies. It's wild.
Right?
But thank you so much, Lisa Botts, for joining us for an episode of Pestrogen Podcast. How has your week been?
It's been interesting. I had hired this really wonderful woman who was doing such great pest control, and then she had an 18-month-old, and she was in love, and we were doing really, really well, and she really liked the job. And then a friend of hers, a family friend, called and said, "Hey, we just had a position open up, and we think you'd be perfect for it." And it was air conditioned 9 to 5 and 5 seconds from her daycare.
Oh,
And she's like, "I'm sorry, Lisa. I have to give you my 2 weeks notice. I've got to take this. I have to do this." And I said, "I completely understand." And it's been a long. I was scheduled to go on a cruise,
oh,
so
shoot.
she gave her 2 weeks notice, and I was like, She goes, I will stay through the cruise." I was like, "Okay, great." But like the day I got home, I had one more day, and she
Oh,
was gone. So right before I left, I put out an ad on Facebook. I'm like, "Hey, I need to hire. I need to hire. I need to hire." The first two guys that I phone interviewed, I just said, "Hey, can you show up on the 8th and let's see what happens." Right. So, because I got home on the 7th from the cruise. So the 8th, I had these two guys show up and I'm like, and one had a little bit of experience, but not a lot. He had been an apprentice, but that's it. And the other one had no experience, but he had done maintenance for for a local school district. And
Okay.
so I was like, okay, these guys are, I like everything about their resumes and everything on the phone. They all seemed really nice. And so on the that Friday they showed up and we had individually. I had conversations with each of them and individual um I hired both of them on the spot. And
Nice.
Yeah.
they are wonderful. This whole week we have been writing together, teaching them the ropes. And we did some classroom work last week because the state of Texas requires 20 hours of classroom and 40 hours of OJT before you can release them. And they have been amazing. And this week writing with them has been so much fun. I've only had one tech as an employee at a time because it was me and my husband and a technician. Well, my husband's retiring. And so this time I hired two because I need to replace him too. And it reminded me how much fun it was to have a team.
Yeah.
I was having so much fun having a team. We're driving all in the same truck, because they don't have their apprentice licenses take 2 to 3 weeks to come in from the state. So I can't let them ride on their own until those come in. And so they've been riding with me all in one truck and we're splitting up the service. Well, after the first time when I showed them everything, we're splitting up the services, which makes the day go really fast. And not everybody is okay with pulling your service up early. Hey, we're
Yeah.
running a little early. Well,
Right.
sometimes we just have to sit in the truck in front of somebody's house for an hour when it happens. But we're having a lot of fun, and I forgot how much fun it was to have a team. I really like having a team.
That is
good.
awesome.
It's been a
That's-
good week. I've kind of chilled and relaxed, and I feel good about my new hires. So
That's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
happy it went that way. I was expecting I asked them both to show up and then neither of them did.
No, I've had that happen before too, but no, he didn't even know that he was an apprentice. In the state of Texas, you have to be an apprentice, then you can test for your for your technician license, and then you can test for your CA license. And they never gave him his apprentice license. They just told
Yeah.
him he was a technician's assistant.
Oh, that's
That's it.
weird.
They paid him $7.50 a stop. $7.50 a stop. That's it.
Is that even legal?
I was about to say, like, what?
No matter how many that service could have had the regular pest control and the bait stations and mosquitoes and whatever. It could have been a $350 stop. He got $7.50 per stop.
Oh my God.
That's not good.
Blows my mind. And it was not one of the big box. It was one of the medium size,
Yeah.
local.
Yeah.
But it cracks me up.
That's
that they got-
insane.
And he's not the first one I've hired who's told me horror stories like that. And he was so excited to just have a base plus that he's
Yeah.
like, really, I get a base anyways? I'm like, yeah, as long as you do this much in production, you get a base.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the base. And he's like, okay, that's cool. I said, and if you do this much in production, you get production on top of it. And I
Yeah.
pay commission. So I'm like, I really think I'm building a good team and I'm excited about it. So
That's so cool.
So what you're saying is you give people a good incentive to want to work for you.
right. I have
That's
401k.
Imagine that.
I have 401k. I have primary care health insurance. It's not like full blown health insurance, but I have primary care. So anything that the doctor can do in her office is covered. I also offer AFLAC so that that's how I get my short-term disability, and they can get other stuff through AFLAC
Yeah.
on
That's
their own.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do what I can as a small business to make sure that my people are taken care of.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to keep a tech though, is it's obviously it's going to be a lot based off the pay, but it's also the benefits that come with it. And I mean, like I said, pay is a huge thing because if you're getting, I don't know, $7.50 a stop,
Mhm.
no, it doesn't matter what the benefits are at that point. You can't pay your bills with superb health insurance. It doesn't matter.
It's $7.50 a stop. I mean, they have to do. He was doing 20 stops a day.
And that's still garbage.
You're right. I'm like, how are you how are you doing 20 stops in a day?
Yeah.
He's like, well, first off, we were working like 10 to 12 hours in the summer a day.
Mhm.
And he's like, and then, and then you're just basically pulling the hose out, spraying the base, and getting the hell out.
Yeah.
And that's not
No.
how my company's reputation has been built on. First off, you can schedule your services. We can do inside and outside. We're going to spend a minimum of 20 to 40 minutes a house, depending on the size.
Yeah.
We're going to take care of your stuff. We're going to sweep your eaves. We're going to do all of the stuff. We're going to take care of every fire ant bed in your yard. Unless you have acreage, but you get in a normal subdivision, we're going to take care of everything, and we're going to warranty it. So we're going to come back often enough that if I set this up, I prefer every other month, not quarterly, because products are made to last up to 90 days. And my company is called Peacock Pest Prevention, not Peacock Pest Control. I'm not here to control the pests. I'm here to prevent them. I
Yeah.
can't prevent them if the products wear out before I get there again. So I will do quarterly if you request it and it fits your budget. But I always recommend every other month.
Yeah.
And then I
That's
set the expectation.
Yeah, that's how we are too. I've had people that move here from California or Nevada and whatever, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we want like quarterly service." We don't do quarterly. I live on the Oregon coast. Like literally, I'm like 8 miles from the Pacific Ocean. Our air is very salty. It's going to break down pesticide quicker than that 90 days. So we're just like, no, because I can't guarantee that stuff's going to stay away, or I can't, I can't do it. We have 2 places that we do quarterly, and one is like a 3-story apartment building that trying to do it any more than that is just insane. It kills us doing it.
Yeah.
And then another one, we do it for one of our property managers. The owner of it just really wants it quarterly. And it's a real small little duplex, whatever. They really don't have any problems. But I can tell that it's a quarterly service. It has heavier spider webbing and everything than what my other ones, like literally one across the street, has. So yeah, we don't do the quarterlies either. And
Yep.
people are like, well, whatever you recommend. Well, yeah, I know. Because other people
Gotta do
around here do quarterlies. Sure, fine. Go with them then. I'm not going to do it.
Well, I
Yeah.
tell people it's crazy to me because so many people are moving to Houston. I mean, Texas is just growing exponentially. It's so much that the traffic, it's a nightmare.
I bet.
But what they don't understand when they move to Houston versus Austin or Dallas is we're a swamp. It's
Mhm.
subtropical. It is subtropical. We're 90% humidity 6 to 8 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Bugs they're moving, and we have so many flying cockroaches. We have the Asian cockroaches now. I don't know if you guys are dealing with that up there,
Nope.
but they look exactly like German cockroaches, except they fly and they live outside. Yeah. And so
Fun.
people are freaking out. They're like, "Oh my God, I've got German roaches." I'm like, "No, you don't. No, if they're on your back porch, you don't have German cockroaches."
Right.
If you wake up in the middle of the night and you turn on your lights and they scatter in your kitchen, you've got German cockroaches. If you go outside in the middle of the day and you knock a rock and a little roach scooches out and flies away, that's an Asian. And people are flipping out about it. So it's cool. I think that's one of the other things is to make sure you educate your clients. This is not an invasive to your home thing.
Right.
And, here's how we can help fix that. And here's what it's going to take. So it's really important to make sure that you're just being honest with your customers and not lying, because you could just walk in and say, "Yeah, that's German roaches," and you could probably make a bunch of money.
Yeah. Give me all your
Right.
money. Like,
Right. But I'm not that kind of person. It's the same
Right.
thing with termites and everything else. We had a massive swarm here in Houston about 2 weeks ago, and I was at a customer's house for a new start, and I looked out they've got this wall of windows of these most beautiful, just crystal clear windows looking out on their back patio, and it looked like it was snowing. A swarm. It was a subterranean swarm. They were everywhere. When I went out to my truck to start treating the outside, they were so thick. I had to put on a mask to breathe and not breathe in a bug. That's how thick
Ooh.
that swarm was. And apparently it went from the east side of of Montgomery County all the way to the west side. To drive it in good traffic would be 45 minutes. So it was a massive swarm everywhere in the area. And people are flipping out and saying, oh my God, I got to have my house treated. And it was subterraneans. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have to have your house inspected. And not today, in a couple of weeks, because today they just landed. We don't know if they've infested yet. Give it a day or two. Let's see if you're going to get tubes. These were not Formosans. They were not drywoods. It was subterranean termites. So being honest with people really makes a difference and really helps you make your reputation better in your industry. If you're honest with people, I think it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
No, it really does. And like, we get calls to inspect for termites. My husband is licensed for it. I am not. So I'm like, go ahead, go shoo, go do it. All we get here, like I think once in the 10 years he's been doing this, maybe twice, he's found subterraneans. Usually like 98% of the time we have damp wood termites. So get rid of the damp wood, they go away. Like,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
And we don't get damp wood well, if we do,
Yeah.
I've never run into them. So,
Yeah.
I can't say we don't. I've never run
Yeah.
into them.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. It's subterranean in my region, but I do have where, oh my gosh, I have termites, and I show up and it's carpenter ants.
Yes.
And it's like, this is a whole different thing. It's like thousands of dollars cheaper. I got you. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
it does go a long way being
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
For
Because you'll
sure.
get the business. Because that's what I find is a lot of the big box stores, because they pay salespeople,
Mm-hmm.
and the salespeople only make more money when they make commissions. So they're going to find something. They're
Yeah.
going to find something one way or another. And I'm the person who goes out and does the estimate.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I have built a reputation because I tell the truth. I mean, there's people who call me and they're like, hey, I've got a mouse in the garage or a rat in the garage, because we have a lot of roof rats. I got a rat in the garage or a rat in the attic or whatever. And I don't know what to do. I called so-and-so and they're talking about $3,000. They wanted this and they wanted that. And da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, let me come have a look. I'll charge you $100 to come have a look. And they're like, oh, okay, well, what's the inspection for? Because I'm going to give you pictures and my prices to fix what I find, and my recommendations of people on anything I can't fix. Like, I'm not climbing on a roof. I don't do that. I fell off a roof a few years ago. I broke my back. I will not climb on a roof.
God.
Yeah, I will get up in
Ooh.
your attic and I will tell you if I can find something, but I'm not going to go climb on a roof anymore, and I'm not going to require any of my employees to do it either. But I can tell you if there's something wrong with your roof from looking at it from a distance or looking at it from your attic. I can usually tell you, or I can at least make the recommendation. Here's a roofer who will look at this for you. And building relationships with other people in the industry, related industries, is super important too.
Yes.
So I have a roofer who will do small jobs. He'll do a little
Nice.
patch here or a little patch there. And I've actually got him certified in some of the exclusion stuff, So I'm like, hey,
Perfect.
dude, this would be great if you would go get certified in this. He's like, okay. So he did. Awesome. Yay. So
Yeah.
he can do ridge vent stuff and things like that. But I think it's really important to be, if these people are like, I'm broke, I can't do this. Well, if I can walk around your house and I can tell that the way the rats are getting in is where the AC line goes into your house.
It's always that, I swear.
25% of the time here, that's how they're getting in. I can fix it for you for 125, or you can fix it yourself temporarily with expanding foam.
Mhm.
Right? It'll buy you years. Just check it every couple of years. Just walk your house and check it every couple of years. But I can guarantee you, based on the dirt and the filth and the, what do they call it? The grease off of the
Markings.
Sebum?
the sebum. Based off of this, I can tell you that that's how they're getting in. I pretty much guarantee that's how they're getting in. Fix this and I will set traps. Let me just charge you for setting traps. I'll be back every week and set the traps. I'm still making money. I'm not making a ridiculous amount of money, but I'm making money. I've grown a relationship. And now if they ever need anything in the future, they're going to call me because I was honest.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know?
Exactly. Yeah, we had it was like a brand new homeowners, her and her husband, and they're both super young. They're like mid-20s. Just bought a brand new house. Well, brand new to them house. And they'd called a big box company because they were hearing stuff in the attic. And they came out and they're, oh my God, all your insulation needs change. No, 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 no. Quoted them $14,000
Mhm.
to fix the, the holes and change out the insulation, yada, yada, yada. Well, the wife, instead, because, they just bought the house, they're a little tight on money. So she decided to call us. My husband goes out there, gets up in the attic. He's like, the attic's, I mean, there's some droppings, nothing looks saturated. There was like, I think there was like 4 or 5 entry holes, just little small ones. I mean, a piece of hardware cloth right
Yeah.
over it. And from the inside, can't even tell. Charged her, I think it was like maybe 500 for all that work. And then we come back weekly and check everything, few stations on the outside. And it's clean now. It's like, and she was just like ecstatic that she didn't have to figure out how to fund another 14 grand
Yeah.
on probably based on house pricings around here and in that city, probably about a $350,000 house.
Right. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of the same thing I was saying with the big companies with the salespeople.
Oh
They
yeah.
have to make their money. And so they'll tell you something's wrong. Or I'm sorry, but you do not have to unless you've got like bats or a massive infestation of rats in your attic, you do not have to change your insulation for that. Yeah, you've
No.
had a few droppings. Some rat got 2 years after I got into pest control, and I've been in pest control for 20 years now, but 2 years after I got into pest control, I went up into my attic to get my Christmas tree out, and guess what I had?
Rodents.
Rats. Because I had jasmine growing up a trellis on the side of my it was a story. It was a story. Anyways, I had to take my whole patio cover down and everything and secure it was bad. But I had rats. D- No, I'm not going to take all of the insulation out of my attic. I couldn't even smell them. I couldn't when you're in the house, you can't even tell. I don't have drips on the ceiling or anything like that. If you have a bad enough infestation, absolutely it needs to be
Yes.
done.
Yeah.
But 90% of the people who have rats in their attic, they have a rat or two in their attic. It's not an infestation. And so I try really hard to be very honest with my clients.
That's
Well,
awesome.
this is easy. Now, if you go to sell, you might want to blow a couple more inches of insulation on top so an inspector doesn't see it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to ask, they're going to say, "Hey, there's a rat problem," because they need to make their money. They need to justify their inspection fee, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
before anybody looks at it, just blow a couple more inches on there and call it good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
I've even seen an owner operator go into an attic for like bat droppings and charge just to remove like top layer like clusters of droppings and then if they wanted to blow insulation on top of that's on them, but like yeah, I've seen that before too.
right, let's just clean up the area that we need to,
Yeah.
or make sure that it's not necessary to sanitize something if there's no chance of you getting sick from it.
Right.
Yeah.
It and now, oh, and that's the other thing, hantavirus. Everybody's freaking out about the hantavirus right now.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, y'all, stop. It's just not that bad. I've been in
No.
this industry 20 years. I've been exposed to so many rodent droppings, and I've never gotten sick from the hantavirus. You just have to be careful. Like I tell people, like, look, if you got rat droppings in your garage, use a HEPA filter vacuum, clean it up. You'll be fine. Just don't sweep it. Don't,
Don't
Yeah.
snort it.
yeah, right. It's not that hard. So,
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The calls have already started here, and it's just like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I swear to God, you're okay.
Yep.
Like, have you gone to a grocery store anywhere in the world?
Right.
You more than
I
likely have been
promise you there's rat
exposed.
droppings in something you've touched. I
Oh,
guarantee it.
definitely. And considering it's what, one strain that's really like human to human
Yeah.
passable, calm down. It's okay. It's okay. I promise you, it's
Yeah. This
okay.
is not COVID and you are not going to die. I
Right.
promise.
Right. So,
Yeah.
Lisa, how did you get in the industry? And how long have you been in the industry?
Okay. So I used to work in water and wastewater. And well, prior to that, I worked for Marriott Hotels and Resorts. I worked in water and wastewater. A big company out of California came in and bought out the company, and they laid off a whole bunch of us, and including me. And that was right in 2008, and the job market sucked. And I went to a job, like a convention at the convention center. They had a job fair at a convention center down here, and there was the orc man standing there, and in the uniforms with the little lapels and everything. I was like, "You want somebody to kill bugs? I don't want to kill bugs." He's like, "No, we're actually looking for business to business salespeople." Well, that's what I had done for the water and wastewater industry. And I'm
Oh,
like, "What's out of town?" And he goes, "Northwest." I was like, "Well, that's where I live." So I had an interview the following Monday. I loved it. Really, really liked everything they had to say. And about 6 months later, I was offered a job with Marriott again for a different regional sales manager position. And so I went to turn in my notice. And he said, "What? But you're one of my favorite people. I don't." My mentor at Oregon was so freaking amazing. I can't even begin to tell you how awesome this man was. He's like, "No, we love you. We don't want you to go." I was like, "I love you too." I said, "I'm having a problem with promising my customers something that you're not delivering.
Yeah.
And my reputation is too important in sales for me to do that anymore." He said, "Do you think you can do it better?" I said, "Yes, I do." He said, "Okay, fine." So he sent me to Atlanta and he made me a service manager instead of a salesperson. And I have been addicted to this industry ever since. I love everything about it. Bugs fascinate me. I've gotten my ace. I can't learn enough. I'm taking online classes about entomology. I adore this industry. It makes me happy. I feel like I'm helping people. I feel like I'm protecting our food. I'm protecting our environment. I'm people don't understand. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, you're putting pesticides out." No, I'm putting out the least amount of pesticides possible
Yep.
to make your life as good as possible. I I
yes.
I, I am 100% about green solution. My company is based on green solutions. Um, but I loved that job. I loved everything there. But I hurt myself and I had to stop working for a while. And then when I came back, I went to work for another company, and that company was not as ethical. And after a few years of struggling through that, I decided to start my own company. And so I've been in my own, I started my business in 2017, and I now have 4 trucks on the road, and we're doing pretty well. And I really enjoy what I do. I really enjoy. I don't do as much. I did all I did for and for the other company afterward was commercial. But now we do 50/50 commercial and residential. And I'm kind of glad that I was during COVID. I was very heavy residential because residential is easier to sell than commercial.
Yeah.
So during COVID, I was very heavy residential, and thank God, because commercial tanked. And
Yeah.
everybody who had to stay home and work from home, my company grew 3 times its size because we were considered essential workers in the state of
Yeah.
Texas. And so we could continue to work. And if you're sitting at home all day, when you have an hour commute and then an 8-hour drive and then or an 8-hour day and then an hour commute, you don't notice the spider in the corner of the kitchen. But when you're home all day, you notice the spider in the corner of the kitchen. And my business exploded during COVID. And I decided afterwards that it was really important that I needed to have a better mix, commercial and residential, because something else could happen and then the residential would go away, right? Which did. The economy kind of tanked a little bit, and a lot of people started canceling anything they considered non essential. And a lot of residential customers don't consider pest control essential unless they have an issue.
Right.
So I've tried to maintain a mix of 50-50 now. I'm trying to be really, really careful with that. But I'm at like 75% 75% residential and 25% commercial. But commercial is really hard to get if you don't have a reputation or you don't have a big
Yeah.
sales team or whatever. It's difficult to get.
I'm
It's
feeling
mostly
Yeah.
word
that.
of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you're not a big box company and you can't offer a $45 service, they're
Yeah.
not going to want
I
it.
remember working for a big box company and they had Dollar General and it was $45 at Dollar General. Well, when your guy is making a percentage, like he's getting
Yeah.
he's getting what,
Yep.
$4 for that?
Yeah.
$4
It's
is all he's making.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Dollar Generals are out in the country. They're not in the middle of a place where he can do 16 other services at a time. He's got to
Yeah.
drive to that. And he's only getting $4. Of course he's doing the crappiest service ever because it's not worth his time to drive out there. But his
Right.
Yeah.
GPS has to show that he was there. So he shows up, he sprays a little bit of stuff on the front door and the back door, and he leaves because that's all he has. It's all it's worth.
It's not worth anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would never do that. I would never do that. I tell customers like, well, so-and-so said that they'd do it for that. I'm like, well, then go with so-and-so.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's literally what I say.
You called me because you weren't satisfied with XYZ
Mm-hmm.
and you want me to match their price. They're doing that price because
Yeah.
they're not giving you the right service. You know, if you want better service, you have to pay a better price. You
Yeah.
get what you pay for.
Exactly.
people
I
that
was
all the
just getting
time.
ready to say that.
Yeah,
You
you get what
you pay for. You want a good service, you're going to have to pay a bit more,
Yeah,
but you'll notice the difference.
right.
When you can come home and you can tell that I've been there without me ever telling you that I'm coming,
Right.
like that, it's worth it.
My new hire who has experience, he's like, do we have door hangers? I'm like, we don't need door hangers. He's like, why not? I was like, because that's an expense we don't need to spend money on. We want to give them the best service ever with the best products ever. We don't need to spend money on superfluous stuff. He's like, well, how do they know if we've been here if it's just an exterior? I said, well, first off, we have GPS in our app.
Mm-hmm.
We have Gorilla Desk and it has GPS on it, as long as you keep it on your phone. I
Mm-hmm.
said, but we also, you can see the granules in the yard. You can tell that we've swept the eaves. You can see this. If we've done it right, they should be able to tell.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We do not
Yeah.
have to leave a door hanger.
Yeah.
If you've done the job right, you don't have to leave a door hanger.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I never
I'm-
thought of it that way. It's like,
I don't like door hangers for the simple fact that because there's way too many like weirdo, creepy people in the world. So if I show up at like 8 a.m. to do a service, people already gone off to work, and I leave a door hanger there, and some weirdo notices it, and that door hanger's been sitting there all goddamn day, they're gonna know nobody's home, and then they can go get robbed or something, or maybe just their child is home, but they know no adult is home. So no, that's just like one thing that I'm just like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I will leave a business card sometimes, occasionally.
Yeah,
I've
I've done that.
tucked into a door or something.
Mhm.
But like,
Yeah, like
well,
Yeah.
like we were in a neighborhood, I think it was yesterday morning. We were in a brand new neighborhood and it was the first time we've ever done a house there. I mean, it's like, I think the newest build is, they're probably like this third person to move into this neighborhood. There's a bunch of houses, but there's like very few people there. And I was like, hey, and they don't have the built-in pest control on the walls. So I'm like, ooh, let's go out there. So when we were done, because there were 3 of us, so I allow an hour per service, an hour window per service. And I'm like,
yeah.
while we're here, let's go put my business cards on a whole bunch of these doors. So
Yeah.
I just handed them both a stack and I'm like, just put the business cards, tuck it in. It's not a hanger. It's just a business
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
Tuck it into the door and make sure, So we probably hit, I don't know, 6 or 7 doors each. We didn't go too far from our initial, but
Yeah.
I said, this is what we call clover leafing. Hit the ones right here, but you're not door knocking. We're not disturbing anybody. We're not leaving something that's going to blow away. I'm not doing anything that's going to cause disruption to your life.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
what's the worst thing I hate in the whole wide world is door knockers. I hate
Yeah.
them.
God.
When they come to my house, I have a sign on my door that says, if you knock on this door, you have agreed to pay me $50 a minute for my
I'm gonna
time.
get one of them.
I love that.
It's fabulous. And they still knock. They still knock. I'm like, are you kidding? I have knocking on my door. I've got 4 logoed vehicles in my driveway. An app will knock on my door to try to sell me pest control.
For that one, we haven't gotten any of the Segway people here yet, but I'm waiting for it. Oh,
It's
I'm waiting for it.
daily. It's daily. Somebody's trying to sell me windows or pest control. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And my last door knocker was for vote for my candidate, and I'm like, go away.
I would
Just
actually,
go
I would
away.
actually prefer that to
Right.
selling me something.
Yeah.
Okay, teach me about your candidate. Tell me
Yeah.
why. Right?
Yeah.
Trying to sell me something, and they hire these guys who are relentlessly awful about not taking a no.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
like, look, I said no, I'm not interested. I already have it. Well, yeah,
Yep.
but ours is better. Or they'll start lying. Well, who do you have? Well, I use so and so. Well, we heard that they just went out of business. They will. My next door neighbor, my 4 doors down. Everybody on my street uses me, right? Because I give a
Mhm.
discount to anybody in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So everybody in my neighborhood gets $85 per service, regardless of your service regularity. Just call me. It's $85. I'm going to come over. I'm going to fix whatever issue you've got. I don't care. It's $85. I might have to come 3 times. I might have to come 2 times. Every time I walk in your house, it's $85. But
Right.
I'll fix your problem for $85. Nobody else is going to do that. No
No.
contract, no
Right.
nothing.
No.
Drive time. You're here. I can literally walk to your house and fix the problem. So
Right.
and I'm helping my friends and neighbors. So everybody in my neighborhood, at least on my street, uses me, and a bunch in the back of the neighborhood use me too. And these guys are like, oh, well, I heard they went out of business. Really? She lives 3 doors down, and she's got 4 trucks that are logoed right there. Shut
Yeah.
up. Stop
Right.
I
lying.
think
Yeah.
it'd be better if they told you that you'd went out of business. Oh, I heard she went out of
That'd be
business. I'm like,
hilarious.
No,
well, hell.
they
Yeah.
don't do that with me. Their stick with me. Their stick with me is, well, you're so tired at the end of the day. You probably want somebody else to do this for you. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, I
Right.
don't. I don't.
This evening before the podcast, my husband is finishing up dinner, and we had a late dinner today because I had a bunch of activities and stuff we did. Our cellular service decides to give us a call, and he starts out the call with, you've been with us for so long, you qualify for a discount. I'm going to go ahead and email you a discount. It's 15% for these 2 lines. We got 4 lines. Cool, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, well, so I see we don't have your internet service. So then he goes on and on and on. And my husband's like, hey, I work from home. I have to have a fiber line. You guys don't offer that. I've already tried, blah, blah, blah. This is the rational reasons why I'm not going to do your thing. So no. No is a complete fucking sentence. It sounds
Wait.
like I am a salesperson. If we are in this industry, we are salespeople, right? But no is a fucking complete sentence.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
And I don't-
pressure people like
And I don't have to explain my no. No is a
No.
complete fucking
Yeah.
sentence.
so.
Period.
And my husband explained his no in this, and it was very rational. And he just kept going. Well, we got this and this and this, and it didn't even compare to what he said his needs were. And then he kept going, and finally he had him on speaker. And I was doing dishes while he was cooking, and I turned and I spoke into it, and I said, "He said no." Like, dude, like, I get the hustle, but quit being a douchebag. Like,
Right.
it's at one point it's a hustle. At another point, you suck as a human. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's
exactly.
the hustle to try to get them interested in it.
yeah.
But when they blatantly say no, like, okay, well, it was great talking with you, blah, blah, blah. I've had the
makes
same
sense.
thing with an internet one here because we have fiber optic. There are new ones coming through, and they're like, oh, well, we offer this, that, and the other, and then. Our speeds are like 1,000 times better. And I'm going, yeah, but when you can quote it being that speed, but when it never shows up that speed,
Right.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter to me.
Right.
Like, we do not have cable in my house. Everything is streamed. I need to have quick speed. I have multiple gamers. Everybody's on a phone. I can't.
Podcasts, like,
Yeah, in a podcast. Like, well, we saw just a few weeks ago when my internet crapped out on me. It's like, when that happens, it sucks. So I can't already start with a lower speed. So no means no. Leave me the hell alone.
yeah.
You know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but on Facebook, there's a group called Residents United Against Pest Control.
Oh, God, yes.
We are
Yes.
there.
The funniest thing I've ever seen on, well, other than Pest Control Humor Depot, which is also freaking hilarious. But I was like, oh my God, I can't believe there's a whole pest control. There's a whole Facebook page with people just bitching about these door knockers. It
Yeah.
cracks me up.
Yeah, but
And,
then
and the first thing I do whenever I hire a guy is you have to join Pest Control Humor Depot.
yeah,
You have to, because we all need a place to vent, right?
Yes.
A safe place to vent. And I know that occasionally managers of big companies get in there and it happens, but we all need a place to vent, and we all need a place to share stories about all the weirdos and the stereotypes, because a stereotype is there for a reason. I don't like stereotyping people, but there is a reason why stereotypes exist. If a
Yes.
whole group of people do the same thing, and the whole Patel thing, come
Yeah.
on, we've all been
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
They follow you around. Oh, I need the magic medicine here. I need the
Yeah. Yeah. But especially in humor. It's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's not. There's nothing derogatory about it. It's just like, oh my God, we've all seen it. We've all been there,
Yeah.
and it's fun to have that connection with others in the industry, so we can all laugh about it and go on with our job, because we still have to do the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just love it. I'm so excited about that group, and I tell all my
Yes.
hires, I'm like, you gotta join us. It's so much fun.
Yes.
No, and you will find the random people, and usually it's the newer ones to PCHD, that think the term Patel is racist. And it's
No.
not. Yes, I understand how it whatever, but it's not. We've had Patels that are definitely not of Indian descent.
Right.
It's how they act. It has nothing to do with their ethnicity, their anything.
It's like Karen.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
Karen. It's a certain, but like the it's the
Stereotype, yeah.
person who has to complain about everything to the manager is a Karen, and
Yeah.
the Patel is the one who has to follow us around and go, oh, and spray your magic here, and spray your medicine here, and spray your medicine here, and then they want to charge you a quarter of what you asked, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, this is not happening.
Yeah, or the
Exactly.
string you along. Well, if you do this one for $75, I have 4 more locations that I'll give to you, but then they never give them to you, and you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the Patel thing. But no, we've
Yeah.
had a whole thing about it. Some dude freaking out that all of PCHD is racist because we were calling, and the dude was literally a white guy. So how that worked, I don't know. I was like, the dude was white. What are we doing?
We love everyone and we laugh at everyone.
It's like I tell everybody I know, I'm like, you should never know what my politics or my religion are,
Exactly.
Yes.
right? I have a business to run,
Yes.
and all of your money is green.
Yep.
I don't care. I will take care of you like you are my best friend, or my, because you deserve to be treated with respect when I'm coming into your home or your business. Period.
Yes.
Of the statement. As long as you respect me, I will respect you.
Yes.
And I will do the best job I possibly can. I don't care what your politics or your religion are. And I
Right.
think that's one of the great things about this country is that we are founded on that. You know, we
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
have the freedom to associate with whoever we want to, however we want to, as long as we're not hurting anybody else. So
Exactly.
if I live my life in service to others, which I think pest control is very much, we're living in service to others, then you don't need to know what my politics are. You don't.
Exactly.
90% of my business comes, well, 80% now of my business comes from Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, my personal Facebook page has no politics and no religion in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
That's how
Because
mine
you,
is.
because your personal page is as connected to your business as it can be in that
Yep.
environment. To the point where when I join networking groups, like I've joined BNI in the past, and I've joined other networking groups, and I belong to two, but not BNI because it's ridiculously stupid expensive now.
Right.
It's $1,200 a year, y'all.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
one I
1,200.
was gonna join is like 900. Yeah.
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 I belong to two other networking groups, and I still don't pay $1,200 a year.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Jesus.
I'm not paying $1,200
No, there's a
because
free one I go to monthly.
yeah, I've got one that's a weekly, just like BNI, and I have another one that's twice a week, twice a month. It's first and third. I do believe networking is how I grew my business. It
Mm-hmm.
absolutely works without a doubt. But BNI they've gotten and the other thing they've done lately is they've started locking down if you're in other seat specific groups. They
Yeah.
won't let you. Well, if you're in other seat specific groups, it's always said in our stuff that you're not allowed to be in other seat specific groups. I'm like, I'm an adult, and
Right.
I
I'm an
I can
adult.
I need to be able to refer various people to various clients, right? So if the
Exactly.
realtor in this group is leftist and the realtor in this group is right, and I have a client who I know is one or the other, I need to have both to refer, right?
Yeah.
Right? So I don't want to just be in one networking group. I want to be in various networking groups. If I know that you're a hunter and I know that you're a vegan, so we're not even talking politics, right?
Yeah.
I need to refer you to the person that you're going to most align with that's not
Yeah.
going to offend you when they're in their home accidentally.
Right.
So I need to be in various groups and know various people. And if I don't
Right.
understand this whole restriction that BNI now has on you can only be in one seat specific group. I'm like, bye.
Yeah.
$1,200 a
Yeah.
year,
Right.
That's
and I can't refer anybody that's not in this group. Bite me.
yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
I
out.
can go to one client's house and know that that they're a leftist just because of like the stuff that's around. They'll talk, about, oh, did you see blah blah blah. I'll go to the next one and you can tell that they're more right leaning because they say this, that, and the other. Okay. And anytime any of my clients start bringing up a political issue with me, my answers are uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. I never say one thing
Right,
one way or
because
the
my
other.
politics have nothing to do with how I do my job. Nothing.
Exactly. And I mean,
But if I'm going to refer you to a client, to somebody, like if I will do, like, I will seal the base of your garage door to keep, on the corners, but I am not going to do the weather strip on the bottom, because I've messed it up once before and it caused way more issues, and now I just won't do it. So I'm like, here's my garage door guy. Call him, get this garage door, the thing fixed. Make sure that it's sitting it the right way so that it closes solidly, and then I will come back and I will seal the corners. Got it.
yeah,
And I can't I can't refer the guy who's going to show up. I don't know how they would show, but you have to be careful. You have to be, because the referral that you give
Yeah.
reflects on your business.
Yeah.
does.
I
So
learned
I
that the
have
hard
to have
way.
multiple referral partners across all these industries because I refer all these industries. I have
Yes.
HVAC people when I show up in your attic and, oh, you've got rats and they've chewed through your HVAC, they've chewed through your stuff. I have to have different HVAC partners,
Yeah.
price level, looks, politics, depending on the house, depending on the area, depending on what, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
It
makes a
does.
huge difference. So your politics have to stay off your Facebook page.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and
have to
then
stay off your
just
Facebook.
like you were saying, even like the hunter and vegan thing, I literally
Right.
have that I just did last Friday. I have a rodent service for a vegan, and I didn't even know she was vegan. She is not your typical vegan that has to tell you every 5 minutes. I didn't even realize it until she just randomly told me, and I was like, wait, what? And I even told her, I'm like, well, good on you for not saying it every 5 seconds. And she laughed. Like she's just the best. But
Yeah.
then I did her rodent service and then drove across town to another lady's house where her husband runs a hunting company. They go out and hunt deer and they hunt elk and bear and everything. It means nothing to me. I don't care. What you do
Here.
on your personal time is what you do. I'm here to take care of your bugs or your rodents or
Yeah.
whatever issue that I'm here for. I don't care.
Right.
And my answers will be, uh-huh, uh-huh,
Huh?
uh-huh.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Did you hear about da da da? Yeah, I heard that. That's it. Oh my God. Da 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 da. Yeah, I heard that. No.
Uh-huh.
That's it. I don't have an
Those are
opinion.
always fun days. Uh-huh,
Mhm.
uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Grand. Yes,
Have
it very
you
much is.
have you ever had any pushback being a woman showing up for a pest control service?
I used to, not so much anymore.
Okay.
When I was young, when I first started, yes, it happened a lot. Nowadays, first off, I'm the owner, so people just are like, oh, the owner's here, and they're ecstatic that I'm actually there. But when I worked for the big box companies, I got it a little bit, mostly in residential, never in commercial. I've never gotten
Yeah.
pushback in commercial. I think they just assume that if you're there, you're qualified.
Yeah.
Um, but in residential, yeah, I've had little old men say things that are kind of, you know, oh, I didn't know women did. I'm like, yeah, well,
Ah,
whatever. But
right.
it's happening less and less frequently. And I think people are just coming to terms with the fact that we're here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I was in high school. Let's go there. I graduated in '88. We're queer. We're here. Get used to it. Was, and the whole AIDS epidemic, and there was the AIDS quilt and all this other stuff. And I was very big in that movement because I had friends who were gay who couldn't go to the hospital when their significant other was dying because
Yeah.
they weren't married. And so mom stepped in and said, I'm sorry, his partner can't come. I fought that a lot. So nowadays it's like, we're here, we're female, get used to
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's not the same. We don't, it's
Yeah.
the same. There's a lot of the same struggle.
Yeah.
We have to fight for our rights. And I do believe that we have blazed a trail. And I think that, in my opinion, I think that women are actually better at this. Because
My husband will agree with you.
it's
He tells
service.
me all the time.
owner of my company will also agree.
It's service. Okay. Women have always done service jobs. We've nurses and teachers, and we're service people. We're service oriented, and this is a service.
Mm.
We pay attention to details. And I'm not saying that guys are not good
No.
pest control people.
Right.
I love the gentlemen who work for me throughout the years, and I've been doing this for 20 years. The gentlemen who have worked for me have been amazing.
Right.
I love every single one of them. I am not disparaging men,
Right.
but I'm saying that women tend to be more detail oriented and
Yeah.
better at communicating.
Mhm.
So I can tell a guy 1,000 times, please document the issues you see. If you don't document, then when they call, I have to send you back to fix it because you did not document that this is their fault. But if I
Yeah.
tell a girl, a lady, a woman, whatever, if I tell you, hey, if you don't document it, you're going to have to go back out. She's like, well, I ain't going back out. I got shit to do. She documents it, right? And so there's notes every time I've hired a woman or had a woman working for me in any capacity, when they do a service, I get all these notes to the client, notes to client. I recommend that you pull the mulch back, or you make sure that we can see 1 inch of your foundation, or, hey, did you know that there's standing water on this side of your house? You should consider French drains, or whatever the hell the case may be. They recommend something at almost every service. The guys, I'm like, I need at least 1 recommendation a day. Guess what I get? 1 recommendation a day. I'm like, dude,
I
are you
did the
inspecting
job.
right? Did you inspect every house? And so when they get a call back, they're like, "Well, he's got a big old gap under his front door." But did you list that? Because if you didn't, I can't
Then
do
they
anything
don't
about it.
know, right?
Yeah,
Right? He doesn't know about it because you didn't tell him about it.
Yeah.
If
exactly.
you told him about it, then I can say, "Did you fix that?" Because I'll see the note when he
Yeah.
calls the office and says, "I still have cockroaches in my front foyer." Okay, I'll send somebody out to touch up the front door. We'll come by and do a little spray, but it's still not going to help because
Yeah.
you have a gap this big on your front door, right? So I'm like, did you? The guy is like, well, I was just there. Yeah, you were. I get it. Well, he's got this big old gap under his front door. Did you put it in the notes? Well, no. Well, then you have to go retreat and now put it in the notes, because next time he calls, it'll be in the notes and I'll see it. And then I can say, did you fix the door? And if he says, well, no, well, fix the door. And if you're still having the problem, we'll come back out.
Yep.
But I don't understand why there's a difference there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But women tend to be more proactive in that regard. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
they do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Exactly. That's
I
what
just
we
wish I
always
could
say is,
hire. I wish there were more women who were interested in doing the job, but I think women are afraid of the
Yeah.
bugs.
Yep.
And they don't
Little
realize how few
spiders.
how few bugs we have to come in contact with. I really don't. Unless you are going to an infested house or
Yeah.
you're doing crawls, you really don't come into contact with that many directly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in our day-to-day business, we're not coming into contact with that many bugs, but I think so many women are afraid of them that.
I do a lot of bed bug work. I would bang them.
Well, yeah, no, I know. Bed bugs, like if you're doing infestations, that's different. But if
Yeah.
you're doing general pest control, the worst you're coming into is spiders and wasps
Or-
on the eaves.
I was about to
Yeah.
say wasp during like peak wasp season. That
Yeah,
can
spiders and
kinda
wasps on the
suck.
eaves, fire ants in the yard, but all of that can be avoided if you look ahead,
Yeah.
right? If you're just
Yes.
paying attention as you go, you're not going to step in a fire ant mound. You're not going to get stung by bees if you look before you sweep. You know,
Yep.
little things like that.
Yes.
So it's not that scary a job. And you can, when it comes to infestations, most of the time in my company, it's me or my lead tech who are handling that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're not,
There you
if
go.
you're interested, we'll teach you, but you
Mhm.
don't have to.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, like it's obviously if somebody wants to be like, well, I want to know how to do this cockroach job. Sure, come on, let's go. But if they're like,
Yeah.
absolutely not, cockroaches freak me out. Okay, fine, go do your
Right.
outwork.
Well, like German cockroaches, in my opinion, German cockroach. Well, I worked with Deanie from University of Virginia. Can't remember her last name right now. Anyways, she's a board certified entomologist and PhD in entomology. She's
Nice.
amazing, and she did a speech at one of the Women in Pest Control conferences, and she talked about how she does bait only,
Mhm.
and she would use bait in Section 8 HUD housing that was hoarded and still eliminate German cockroaches.
Thing.
And she taught us how to do that. And I do that. That's how I do. I don't do clean outs like everybody else. I don't do flushing and vacuuming. And no, I just put bait. But I'm there every single week with a ton of glue boards and bait and a gentle point source. And you don't have to move anything. You don't have to clean anything out. And nobody even needs to leave the house. And in 4 weeks, I will have your house cockroach free. Guaranteed.
Hmm. I might have to pick your brain on that because we do a lot of
Right? I would
Section
like
8
to hear more about
housing.
Candace, I'm
So
telling you right now, is the best thing I ever learned in pest control. It's fabulous, and I charge about the same price as the people who are coming in and doing the fogging and misting, but it works, and it works so well that it works in hoarding situations.
That's not, yeah, we don't do fogging or misting. We do like usually we've been doing like, well, now recently like Redesco with Teco Trio mixed in it. And we will bait, and very minimal flushing unless it's crazy, then we will flush. But yeah, we'll bait glue boards, and we can usually get rid of them in, the 30 days or whatever, depending on infestation level. But yeah, the like not having to worry about moving everything around would be amazing in some of these cases.
Well,
gonna say.
it's Deanie Miller. That's who it was. You should look her up. Deanie Miller said, if you're using bait and glue boards, you don't want to have them move everything because it makes them move. Right?
Yeah.
Scattered.
You want to draw them. You want them to stay where they are and not disturb them so they don't see anything as wrong and go hide. So you put the bait in places where they're already going to be, and you put a bunch of glue boards out so you can see this is where that infestation is heaviest. This is where I need to concentrate my treatment. And I'm telling you, it has been life-changing. I have restaurants calling me because of how successful I've been with other restaurants in clearing this stuff out.
Nice.
In a month, we can be done, and I'll guarantee it. Guarantee
nice.
it. 30 days.
No, like
and
my worst with
I
that
charge
is
a pretty penny for it, but yeah,
I bet.
it works. Yeah.
Yeah, my worst situation with that is, even on how we do it, because like I said, we put out glue boards and stuff, is the tenant moving the glue boards. They're like, I have this one here for a specific reason. They're like, oh, well, we saw one over there. Don't move my glue board.
Right. Well,
Stop
put
it.
more glue boards. I will use a box of 72 glue boards in a house,
Yeah.
in one house.
Damn.
If it's completely infested, I will use the boxes of Winston
Yeah.
come in 72.
Yeah, those are the ones we
I'll
use.
use the entire box in one house if it's
Yeah.
heavily infested.
And we
Don't
haven't
touch
come
them.
across
Don't touch
heavily infested in a while. So
Yeah. Don't touch
that
them.
was like
I want to know exactly where the infestations are. I want to know what direction they're. And I explain this to the customers. I need to know which direction on the glue board they're coming from. Are they coming from here or are they coming from there? I need you to just leave them alone. And here's how you get them off of your dog or your kid if they touch them. Like, olive oil is your friend, right? But please just leave them alone. And 90% of the time, if you've done the education right, you can get them to leave them alone, and just so that the next time you come in, you can focus your treatment on the areas that really need it.
Yeah.
Right.
We will, like, when we lay our glue boards out, we always, like, we'll put them down wherever they're going, and then we draw an arrow on the glue board that's pointing out the walls. So we remember where the hell, like, how it was sitting, just in case they go to, like, move it, like, open it, stick a roach
Right.
to it, and put it back, and then they spun it, because then we know exactly, like, hey, this, the thicker side of it was pointing out the wall. So then we know, like, what's coming left, what's coming right. But if they've spun it, then we're not sure. If we don't know.
Yeah. No, that's really smart. I might.
Yeah,
start
my
getting
husband taught me that one. He was like, draw the arrow on it. And I'm like, what? Why are we drawing arrows on glue boards? So he explained it to me, and I was
That's
like,
actually really brilliant. That's brilliant.
yeah, just
Something
like, even if like
I've been
you put
doing
it
this
in
20
a
years and I
corner.
never thought of that. That's great.
Yeah, like when we put them in like a corner, we'll draw like an arrow on each side, so we know this side was the corner. And I'm like, okay, nice.
That's smart. That's really smart.
Well, he'll be excited. I'll tell him that you said his idea was smart. He'll
No,
be so excited.
it really is. It's not something, and in all the years I've been doing this, it's not something I never heard, but it makes sense. It's really
Yeah,
smart.
I know. And I was like, oh, that is smart. Yeah, because then I'll know, like, if they've moved it or spun it around or flipped it up or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, flipped upside down, I would know because I don't ever put them upside down. Like, the date's always at the top.
Yep.
Yeah. That's like
Good
one of the
call.
best things he's ever told me. I'm like, oh, all right. Obviously, he's told me way better than that.
How
but
long have you been doing this, Kandyce?
I am just shy of 5 years. Like, September will be 5 years. And that's when we actually opened our business. I started. I didn't even, like, mean to. I was just going to be the office lady. But I wanted to have the knowledge of what Brandon was doing, because he's at 10 years now. But I wanted to have the knowledge because that was like his biggest gripe with his old companies, is the CSRs promising the world that he can't deliver.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know what he was doing, what he could do, what he can't do. And so I joined him on a few jobs and I'm like, this is really fun. I want to do this. So then I got
I love
an
it.
apprentice license. Well, I got the immediately supervised, and I got an apprentice, and now I'm a certified applicator. And like our oldest kid has a immediately supervised. That's the one that was out with me today. But she's moving to Ohio. She'll be closer to Jenny than me here soon.
Yes.
But
Jenny, how long
she
have you been doing it?
About 6 or 7 years now. I did multiple years with what we call a Donnie and Marie company, and then I did multiple years with a big box. Then I left and did greenhouse pests for a little bit. Well, wrong order, but now I've been almost with Trio Pest Control. In July it'll be a year. So mine is real patchy. I kept leaving and coming back, and
it always brings you back.
it always brings me back. But now I'm stuck for life.
Well,
But
I think
I really loved working for. I really, really loved working for. I worked there for a long time, and I went through a lot of different positions there, and it was the training is amazing.
yeah,
It was a good. I don't know what it's like now. It was a great company to work for. At
it
the
was
time.
great for me too, but
The
I
training was
worked too
fantastic.
much. It was
Yeah, but
just
that was
like,
the problem. They work you too hard.
own your life, man.
Yeah,
And
they
it
own
was
you.
like 60, 70-hour weeks, and then every other Saturday, and then they would be like, well, we can, take some of your stops off you and give it to somebody else, but then your paycheck would tank. And then you would feel pressured to take it back, and then you would grow close to, because I did commercial, so then you'd grow close to those accounts, and then be like, oh no, I don't want to lose the winery or whatever because Paul will be so sad. But I almost was service manager there. I could have been probably, but I'm glad I work for a small company now that really appreciates me. Hey, Kandyce, what are you
yes,
drinking out of?
I have been drinking out of my Tony Spangler mug. There's
I
your
have a
tumbler.
tumbler. And that's a Kandyce, and that's a me.
And
Oh,
then
that's cute.
this is us as Jenny's little recreation of us as mice.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
cute. That's so
This
cute.
one's me. This one's Jenny. We're adorable.
That's my-
And then yes, I have the same tumbler. That's what I've been drinking out of.
Oh,
Ba-ba-da.
that's a peacock.
Oh, that's very pretty.
That's so cute.
client of mine had that made for me.
That's so
That's
cute.
cute.
The hand painted peacock wine glass. It's like,
I love it. I love your theme. That is adorable.
yeah,
We got
I have
these.
Wait, I don't know if I can do this. Wait, let me figure this out. There's my
There you go.
logo.
Oh, that's cute. I know my
I
husband
love
wants to
that.
get our logo tattooed on him. He just hasn't yet.
I love it.
But Jenny and I get these from spanglerart.com, where Tony and Leanne will do whatever your crazy imagination can think of.
Yes.
And they're beautiful, and
That's
they last
cute.
forever, and they're not supposed to go in the dishwasher, even though my kid has thrown both my tumblers and my
Oh, this
mug in there a few times. But hey, they're still going great.
my adult child, I got home today and she was like, Mom, I'm leaving. I'm going out to, I'm like, that's cool. So my oldest is a performer, and they travel the country, Renaissance Festival to Renaissance Festival
Nice.
across the country. And they have a basket of flowers on their head, and they sell flowers
Oh, cute.
at all
Okay.
these fairs. During the week, she works for me doing all of my billing and social media.
Oh.
So yeah, which is how I keep her insured.
There you go.
Because she needs insurance. But anyways, so she lives with me about 6 months ish during the year, and so I got home today from work, and it's been a long couple of weeks working with these guys out there, because I don't go out in the field very much, but when I'm training, I have to be out in the field.
Yeah.
So I'm hot and I'm tired, and I'm in the field all day, and I got home and all the dishes were done, and the dishwasher was unloaded and then refilled, and this was in the dishwasher, and I'm like, this is hand painted. It does not go in the dishwasher. She's like, well, I didn't run it. I'm like, yeah, thank God.
Oh my gosh. That was sucked.
Yeah. No, my oldest, she does my dishes, and there's like something that went through there that wasn't supposed to. Oh, it was one of my tumblers. And like the black like smudged down a little bit into the white like speech bubble. It still looks really cool and everything. She's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I'll buy you a new one. I'm like, you're fine. It's okay. It was an accident. Just don't put him back in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Just don't do it again.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like my husband likes to do the laundry. He doesn't like to have any laundry sitting in the hamper. Okay, fine, you do it. I'm not. I don't care. For a long time, I was divorced. Between husbands, I had a king size bed, and I would do laundry, and I would pour the dry laundry onto the other half of the bed because I didn't give a shit. I would just live off of the right. I don't have to fold it. I don't have to hang it. I don't care. It's going to sit there. There's nobody else on that side of the bed. Who cares? So I just sleep next to my dry. Well, he's like, how do you not hang up your laundry? I'm like, I don't care. It's just not that important to me, right? So he does the laundry. Okay, cool. You do the laundry.
Great.
But he's anal retentive about he's doing it all, like there can be nothing in the hamper. Like if there's 3 or 4 pieces in the hamper, he's got to do laundry. I'm like, are you kidding me with this? Because sometimes the things that I have, so I had to get a whole separate hamper because I have to put the stuff that you cannot put in the dryer.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of ladies' clothing that you do not want to put in the dryer. It's going to ruin it.
Yes.
I have linens. I have bras and panties. I have things that just do not belong in the dryer.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, well, there's my separate hamper now because he kept putting my stuff in the, like, oh, my stuff is shrinking. I spent way too much money on this for it to shrink because it's all the expensive stuff that shrinks in the dryer.
Always.
That's so funny.
I love that you're trying to help, dear. You're so sweet.
Right? But stop.
Bless your heart. As we say in Texas, bless your heart.
Exactly. Please stop.
Oh,
Please
God.
stop.
That's great.
Good stuff. Well, it has been a pleasure talking with you, Lisa.
It has
I
been
see
fun,
you
ladies.
on Pestrogen a lot, and I see you in PCHD. So it's great to actually talk to you. I know Jenny told me prior to recording this that she actually met you in person.
Yeah.
So I thought that was amazing. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this.
I was like, Kandyce, I'm pretty sure one of those nights I was at that conference, her and I got super drunk, and she taught me she told me a story about going into a barn and shooting rats, and I thought it was so fucking cool.
I was like, that hell yeah, that's my type of woman.
We actually, I was working for a company. We had one of the big pet stores. I'm not going to say which one. You know, there's 2 that have very similar names.
Yes.
We had one of them, and they were next to an Office Depot, and the Office Depot had closed. And the Office Depot actually had the rat problem, but when they closed, it came over. We had so much fun. We had traps, like they had the big poles from the ceilings in the warehouse. We had to go in there with lifts and zip tie traps on those poles because that's how they were coming in from the top. So we would come in the morning before they opened, and we'd have dead rats hanging on all these traps. But there was one old fucking rat who was just smarter than everybody else, and we couldn't kill him, We literally had to go in there with night vision goggles and a .22 and shoot them. Oh, yeah. It was the only way to get rid of him. It was awesome. It was the coolest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
We had a rodent. We had a
Yes.
rodent clean out at a gentleman's house. His sister called because it's her house. She's essentially renting it to her brother. He's got Parkinson's. He's a super amazing dude, but he was having rodents in his attic. Well, his attic's like completely open from his garage. Like you look up and you can just see into his attic. Well, me and my son were sitting at the ledge of the attic, and you're literally watching these rats run by. Like a freaking carnival game, like with the ducks that just do. So we had, because my husband and son used to play airsoft with, you know, the gas powered and everything guns. Well, my husband and son each have a rifle that shoot over 420 feet per second with these little tiny pellets.
Yeah, little tiny pellets.
Yeah, so we were sitting up there and watching them run, and we're just plunking them as they're running by, and it was the best thing in the world. All because when my husband stuck his head into that attic to begin with, a freaking Norway rat jumped off of his head, and he was absolutely pissed that it did that. He was like, no, we're shooting these bastards. And that was after we brought our terrier in, and she murdered a bunch of them as well. So it was
That's
a whole
awesome.
fun, it was so much fun.
Oh my God. Free for all.
Yes.
I love rat work. But I've done bat work and rats, and I love all of it. Everything about pest control makes me happy.
Yes, it's super fun.
It is.
Super fun to do.
Yes.
All right, ladies. Well, it was a good evening.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see the actual podcast. When will it be aired?
It should
Tuesday.
be, yeah, up on Tuesday on YouTube and Spotify and all that other stuff. So
Okay, cool.
All right.
Awesome.
Well,
It was
thank
fun,
you so
ladies.
much. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Pestrogen Podcast, and go out and kick some ass.
go out
Always.
and kick some
Have a good
ass.
night, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.